And we are live. What is going on, everybody out there? We have an awesome guest in. Actually, one of my very personal friends. So glad to have you, Chris. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, you're talking to me. Okay, me. Woo, cool.
What's going on, buddy?
Dude, I got to tell you, I am so honored to be sharing the screen with the badass Pragmanis and the most original metal chef ever, right down there. This is going to be a good one, folks. I've been having sweet tart jelly beans most of the day, and I'm pretty freaking amped up. So we're going to have some fun tonight.
Chris is actually my dessert.
Because he's eaten enough of them to that if you were to be a cannibal, you'd be very sweet.
Really? Need a sugar fix? Go ahead. I got you covered today.
So what kind of jelly beans are you eating?
Sweet tarts.
Sweet tart jelly beans. What? Oh,
there you go.
I love sweet tarts. Oh, those look good.
They're good.
Oh man, I love sweet tarts. Those are like my favorite in the whole world. So what's going on, everybody? What's going on, James?
What's up? Great to be here. As always, every Thursday.
I know. It's been good. We've had some really good guests on. I've been excited to have those guys on. We've had a lot of really good guests. But we have Chris on tonight, which is awesome as well. I always enjoy that. Especially when it's like a friend. It's like, hey, I've hung out with Chris a lot over the years.
I know.
Last year and a half, 2 years? I mean, it's been a bit.
Sure. So, last year and a half, yeah.
Yeah, it's been cool. It's been a good time. So
there it goes. Good
times. Good times. What do you got? So before I let James show off the dessert of the night, I just went low key, and I'm going to tell you that I found a snack. So I'm going to go snack tonight. I found lime jalapeno ruffles. I don't even know if they sell these anywhere else. But if you are into, I thought they had a jalapeno ranch for a while, and I thought that was pretty good. But this lime and jalapeno, yes.
Oh,
it
damn.
hits the spot.
I ain't tried those yet either.
Yeah, they have a jalapeno ranch, which is really good. And I don't know, maybe it's just a Southwest thing. We do a lot of
happy food, fat boy happy food.
Molotov. I've never tried those before. I gotta look for those.
I love, I'm a big snack guy, and what is that even?
It's got like a marshmallow cream flavored filling on the top. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good.
Yeah, this is so good. Hey, Bam's had it. Bam's had it. So good. Yeah.
Hey, come on. Get the J. Cruz roll call out of the way. All right, we got a shout out to my boy Bearded Vodka. Wait a minute. Somebody ban this guy. Come on, put this guy in timeout. Please, put this guy in timeout. We got the OG Jesus walking the earth, deliberately bearded Ron. How you doing, brother? King Ginger himself is in the house. The cousins. And, we got a reverend. Sorry, sir.
Reverend Nick Harden. What's up, brother?
A reverend. There's a Reverend Nick.
Santa. I cannot forget Pam. We love Santa.
I love Santa, yeah. He's I always tell people that he gave Caden the best Santa Claus gift ever. So I thought that was really always cool. I always hold on to that.
I will always be indebted to Bam for what he did for Brianna, where he talked to her as Santa, and she was like, "Why is your beard red?" And he's like, "It's the off season." I'm like,
yeah. So good time. That is a good time. Let me tell you, that is a good time. You know what? Eastern's coming up.
Too quick.
Right? Too quick. As always. Now, are you guys big into? So there's two types of. So my family was big into Easter. We're big into Easter, but we're more big into the Easter bunny stuff. I mean, Buddhist, so I still celebrate the holiday, but when I was growing up, I definitely did all of the Christian related stuff. But now we just hide a lot of eggs. And now that I'm older and the last of the kids, we're now extremely lazy. Like, hey, Yeah, I have.
Look, here's $20. Go get candy. Just get it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you want us to hide some eggs? All right. Well, we're gonna do this egg hunt at about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. We're not sure who did that. Oh, it was
I was gonna say in the morning, I might stab you as a kid. Like I am not looking for an egg at 4 in the morning.
So when the kids were little, we got so excited we would do it. We would like hide all the stuff around the house way before they even got up. So it'd be like as soon as I got up, there was an Easter egg hunt.
Oh.
As the kids got older, we decided that we're too lazy for that, and we've already been there, done that. So now it's just like at our convenience, we will hide some eggs.
Dude, I've even gotten so lazy for my kids' birthday parties. I'm like, screw a cake. Here's a cupcake. Have fun. You know, like them big ones from Walmart or Costco, whatever, the humongously massive ones.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Justin. What's going on, Iowa Beard Co? It's good to see you,
What's up,
buddy.
Justin?
Did you see this? I'm just gonna say this out loud. 2 of my favorite. I don't know if you guys have been watching the beard madness, beard oil madness.
Bro, that was so close. Like yesterday, I'm trying to share your stuff. I'm like, both good companies. I'm like we haven't tried Weird Beard, but yeah, but Iowa. I'm trying.
Iowa's good, man. Iowa's too good. I'm telling you, and I was like 2 of my favorite companies up against each other.
And now, yeah, Honyaker and Iowa, it's gonna be nuts.
Yeah,
I will freely admit I've missed it all. I've been really unplugging from social media.
Yeah,
And just enjoying the peace. There's those weird times where you log in and you see the crap and you're like, oh, dang, why'd I do
it's still there.
You
It's still
know?
there.
what was this? I'm sorry,
weird.
my grandson was talking to me.
I was just saying how recently I've been unplugging from social media a lot at night. It's like I hit a certain time and I put myself in timeout and go, nope, you are not going to be looking at, Instagram at 8:00 at night and be going, what's this? What's that, dude?
That's the whole thing. And I think about we talk about mental health and self-care, and I really preach that. I really believe in it. I'm a Buddhist meditation teacher, of course, so that stuff really resonates with me. And I'm always posting about that because that's what I'm all about. Right. However, here is the big piece: is turning that stuff off is so helpful for your peace of mind, especially when there's so much stuff out there.
Oh, yeah.
That's just you get so caught up in it, and I just am now. I found myself getting stressed out by it, and I just said this isn't. It's not fun when I'm stressed out by it. So I do the same thing. I turn off. I started doing some self-care, more meditation at the night. I'm trying to get more calm. I don't take any caffeine after like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, just because I get too amped. And so I don't need any more amped. I'm just trying to have that calm, maybe I'll talk to my daughters or something and then chill out and go to bed.
Yep. No, that journey that I've been on recently with changing a whole bunch of stuff and reclaiming certain areas. I'm like, no, I'm not letting it in anymore. It's like, I'll get a phone call and they're like, did you? Nope. Or like, you answer the phone. I didn't freaking do it. I didn't see it. I'm not to blame. So leave me out of it.
That's right. We got Metal Guy in here, buddy. What's going on, Steven? It's good to see you, buddy.
He's putting out some, I don't know if you saw his post earlier. He's putting out some hats. He's got some merch.
Oh, good for him. Oh, that's cool.
It's,
That's cool.
It's actually going out to, the proceeds going to charity. The
that's
Caleb bug thing that's going around.
That's cool.
He just got diagnosed with germ cell cancer.
Oh, right.
So proceeds from his hats are going to go to that.
Oh, good for you, Steven, man. That's what I love about this. The beard community has overwhelmingly deep pockets for things like that. The charity that we do in this community is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And I don't care who you are. I mean, that's worth the price of admission to me every time because these people are just so giving. And I've seen so many different people across the board just giving out what they can when they can. And that's so amazing. I mean, we have Bearded Life's auction coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, can't wait for that. I really can't.
Oh yeah, it's such a cool thing, and especially when me and Chris and James are fairly good friends with Joe, and I know Joe. 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 And I know Joe And
Vato.
Joe is, yeah, he's such a good dude. And I think that when you think of a brother like that, you're like, this is something that has impacted his life, and he is so willing to give that information and being able to give back to something he's so close to. I just it blows me away. And then being able to get the response that they get. Last year it was like $5,000.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Me
Amazing.
and somebody else.
this is going to sound bad, but look at last year. Joe wasn't as well received and well known and well embraced by everybody that he is now. Imagine the greatness that he's going to be able to do this year, because everybody knows him. They know how personal it is, and that's just going to be phenomenal, you know? And like you're saying, those last two charity events, like for Beardnomics and Baby Yoda. Oh, and wait, Weatherbeard. Those last three.
Corey's so awesome.
Yeah, how people were able to show up and do things, you know, and it's just, it hits you right here, you know. Oh, mother-in-law's birthday. Dude, drink a couple before you go in the door, okay? Just saying. Unless you like her, then go sober. Okay, whatever, bro. You know you.
Yeah.
Feel it out.
Oh, we got Beard Talk with Kyle and Joe on. Hi. It's good to see you guys. So yeah, I mean, I've just so I got some really huge news again. I keep telling everybody this. It's huge news for me. My last day of Choice Hotels International, 23 and a half year career, ends tomorrow.
Nice, bro. And you're going on to another job.
I am going on to another amazing job with a
Jason, it's
insurance
right by my
company.
name.
Still IT, still nerdy IT stuff, but absolutely new company, new venue, new. It's kind of like the new. I love the new. I'm excited about doing something new and different, where I don't understand every single application that ever went into their system. Like, it's all new. I get to do play with some new tools, meet some new people.
But that's part of the fun. And I mean,
oh yeah,
in your old job, I know how much you love the comfort and you love the security. And it was like you could wrap yourself up in a little blanket with it every day because you knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But now you don't know. You're going into the unknown for Prague, and every day is going to be like, let's go to work, man.
That's right. It's exciting. Isn't that exciting? I mean, I haven't been that excited about going into the office in a long time. And some of it was pandemic related. I mean, I'll be honest with you, the last year sucked. And a lot of it had to do, we moved into a new department, and then the pandemic happened, and I'm such a people person. So being able to mingle was important. Now, this job is more remote, but at least I get to mingle with some new people, and it's not the same stuff every day.
Yeah. Right. We as humans need that challenge.
I think so.
You know, because if you do the same thing every single freaking day, it's not going to end well. You know,
just getting out of your comfort zone, kind of experiencing new experiences.
Right. It's like walking by my girlfriend, slapping her on the butt and go, "Hey, fatty," and seeing what happens. You know, it's a random experience. But
what's up, Jason?
So, yeah, I mean, I'm exciting.
You can laugh, Prack. That was funny.
You are funny. You are funny.
I don't recommend it to a lot of people, but still.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, I mean, it's exciting. So, what's been going down with you guys, James? What's going on with your life? I mean, I know that you have a lot going on as well with the girlfriend and stuff.
Yeah, she's still in there. She's still in her suite at the hospital.
Man,
unfortunately,
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, that's another news. She's been in there for 2.5 weeks so far. She's only supposed to be in there for like not even a week, and then she found out she had pneumonia. So there's another journey. Like the second time she's had it in like a month and a half, I think.
Man, I'm so sorry to hear that, man. That's so tough. Man, lots of prayers out to her and you, buddy. Exactly. And her family. I know that you've been, and you know what I really like about James is that he goes out of his way to help her family as well and be there for them. And I know that you're doing that, and that's such a cool thing, man. I know that they really appreciate that. Not every boyfriend does that kind of stuff. Not even husbands do some of that
Yeah,
stuff.
I think they would have already packed up and went to another state. I think probably.
Yeah. So it's good that you keep them well fed, I'm sure too. So
Yeah.
So now that you've seen my dessert, I haven't. What was yours, sir?
So these were supposed to be peanut butter bars, but they melted in my car on the way home from work. And they didn't last. So now they're just like peanut butter, like chocolate chunks, I guess you could say.
That works. I bet they taste.
It still tastes the same. They're just,
Cousins, if you guys
misformed.
have a killer stream, I'll stop in there later, leave a like and a
Yeah.
comment. Got to show you guys love.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
We totally appreciate them. Those guys are really excellent guys. Really enjoy their content, and I like
And
the
they
fact that when they work
Thank you, Joe.
together. Yeah, so it's like when you work with family, it's so cool to have that opportunity. I had a little small stint to do with my sister for a bit, and I really enjoyed the heck out of that. That was really fun. Tyson, what's going on, buddy?
Good to have you.
Yeah, it's good to see him. So let's start some discussion. Knife reviews. What even led to knife reviews, dude?
Oh, wow. Okay. So if you go out there on YouTube and you do look for like knives and do whatever, you're going to see some like big channels and people trying to destroy whatever they have. And I'm like, okay, well, you're sponsored. I get where you can get a $500 blade and you can smack the crap out of it for fun. But I've got kids. I've got bills I got to pay, So when I decided to bring those to my channel, originally it was really funny. I only wanted to bring like one a week. And then it got to like 3 a week and 4 a week and sometimes 5. And I had to set a price limit because I wanted your average everyday person to be able to watch that review and go, I like that blade. I can afford that.
Right.
So that's what started it being the anti-big channel reviewer and looking at blades that they wouldn't look at.
Oh, that's cool. I like your, and you know what? I whittled when I was younger. I whittled, like a Boy Scout. Were you guys Boy Scouts when you guys were younger?
Yes.
Oh.
So they showed us how to, you had I did like that whittling with like you got a badge or something for something like whittling.
Yeah,
some
your
wood
merit
or
badge.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's about the extent of knives, but I've really gotten into it and I've almost bought a few. If I had a bigger budget, which hopefully I do in a bit, I might buy a few just because I like the style. I've told you I like these ones where they have like they're like green or something. They have like the blades green or
Yeah. Matter of fact, hold on. I got no one hanging right over here.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. And guys, that's the one he's talking about where they did 3D printing right on the blade after it was done.
Isn't that
Sorry,
freaking
glare and
cool?
everything.
That is so cool, man. That is so cool.
What's even funnier is the scales on the handle and the sheath glow in the dark.
That's
Oh,
cool,
nice.
man. Yeah, those are nice knives.
Yeah, the
Those
whole
are
thing with
nice.
knife making. I mean, especially like in the kitchen as well. I like the Damascus styles and how they do that as well. How they make them.
Oh,
Well,
cool.
that's just in. I love how everyone goes like the Damascus style. Yeah, that's just steel stacked.
Yeah,
and folded,
yeah.
and you can drill patterns in there like for raindrop and other stuff. And
Yeah.
it's beautiful if you can do it. But like the
Oh,
true
yeah.
Damascus, like way back when with those indestructible blades,
Yeah.
we don't know how to do that anymore. They've actually lost the art form. They don't know how to do it.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Was like, yeah, the actual form of it, like the history of it, not like now, whatever, folding steel together. Yeah, I get that, but watching like the actual original, like forging, like history of it, you know what I'm saying, is amazing.
Oh, dude, see, I've always looked at knives as, God, this is gonna sound so bad. Beautiful, dangerous works of art.
Oh yeah,
Because someone can take just steel, come here, beat the heck out of it, and turn it into something really cool and utilitarian.
right.
And it's just, I've been taking some lessons and apprenticing with a blacksmith who is a master smith, and yeah, That's a bitch to do by hand.
Oh, I bet.
I cut myself on a few knives. That sucks. That's all I'm going to say. That's the reason why my whittling
It does
career.
suck.
So here's the deal: whittling and blindness really
Not a good
don't
match, Brad.
not a good match. So whittling, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, yeah, that wasn't the wood, that was my hand. And you only do that one or two times, and then you're done with your whittling career.
Right.
Okay, it's not a matter of when that knife is going to bite you. Excuse me, if it's going to bite you, it's a matter of when. Like,
Right.
Okay, that's my newest one right there.
Oh wow.
From this piece of crap.
Oh.
Now, I got it because it's a Saks, and I like Viking-inspired stuff. I like the look on, the handle itself.
That's dope.
And I was like, okay, great little utilitarian knife. Beautiful. Yeah, so they included a piece of crap sheath.
Oh,
What the
no.
fuck is that? What is that?
I'll get to the duct tape in a moment, but I don't know how well it can be seen. Hold on, let me find a flashlight. Normally inside a sheath, do you guys see that little foam piece in there?
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Okay. That's a piece of foam that's been pressured, like shoved in there. That's supposed to help control where the blade goes.
Right.
I mean, if you can see, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
So when I'm sitting in there and I'm like, okay, what? And I pressed a little hard, right up from here, split all the way down, and right into my finger within 4 minutes of having it.
Jeez, that's horrible.
So,
man.
Wow.
It's a matter of when you're going to get bit. Not if,
No-
it's
No
when.
doubt. No doubt.
And you will be seeing this one soon because it won't hold an edge to save its life, but it's going to meet a belt grinder really soon.
See, and that's a total different world than like all of the beard related stuff, which is I like that. I like that you have a different hobby that really kind of gets you going. And that was your first bit into the channel or into the YouTube world. What made you decide, hey, YouTube, I want to do something with social media on these, other than what you told me earlier? But what kind of like, I mean, something has to be like, hey, I really like knives and I want to show other people these.
Well, a huge bit was way back when in the beginning when I was doing a lot of work with paracord, just making little bracelets and little utilitarian things. I wanted to have a YouTube channel so I could show off, like, all right, this is how I do this. These are craft fairs. These are some of the success stories. But people heard YouTube and started seeing dollar figures. So I really wasn't able to do the route I originally wanted. So after a while, I went, I'm getting tired of all these big time channels telling me to buy all this high intense crap. Like I said, I wanted to be the anti big time channel. And I started looking at budget items and I started reviewing them. There's actually a couple ones that I haven't been able to fix with the title, where it says like affordable gear episode 1, affordable gear episode 2. That's inside the title of the video. And that's what I was actually going, all right, I'll have an episode of whatever. I'll have this, but you're not looking for affordable gear. You're looking for like Tops Knives folder in the title. You're not looking for anything in the metadata. So that's why I had to do a whole bunch of changing.
What's funny is I don't know how I came across your channel per se. Like I don't even think it was through the beards. I think it just came across us somewhere. But like I just remember the name. TC. The channel to be named later, and I'm like, oh, he's never even given names. Anyways, I'm still waiting for a name for it. Like, oh, I'm gonna subscribe and see what he changes the name to, and I'm like, it's
been part of the cash.
It's just
for a
grown
while,
from there. I've been subscribed since. I don't know when I subscribed. It was probably a good year and a half. I think it was a little bit.
Yeah, everyone's like, don't ever change it. Don't change the name. Some people are bitchy. They're like, well, we have a problem remembering it. I'm like, no, you don't. Because you keep coming back and yelling at me.
Did you have a plan to give it a name, or we're just gonna?
No, way back when like I said, when I was doing paracord work, I kept referring it to as the company to be named later, and I held a naming contest.
Okay.
And everybody went, "Why? That's perfect." It's funny.
It does.
It's
It
like
does work.
It's different,
It
you
does.
know, and throw it out there and have a little bit of fun, you know?
That's cool, man. That's cool. I enjoy things like that, especially when it organically happens. I love stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. That's cool. How did you get your? I mean, bearded metal chef is
See,
kind of
that's
like
something I
that's
can't-
what I
just
do.
think that
Yeah.
I just think that I enjoyed in general.
Yeah.
Beard, he's into metal.
It just came.
Yeah.
It just came. I just came with that, so I just stuck with it.
I'm trying to think of another company that I would love to talk to, just because that's a crazy name. But there's a few of them out there. I think that's just fun to think about how they would have to come up with their name.
Sometimes the backstory is so small and so minor,
Yeah,
but it
it's
just sticks with everybody, you know?
Right. Well, I was trying to think. It's like Chesapeake. We're talking. Okay, yeah, he lives in that area, so that's easy. Hanyaker, that's an interesting one. That's an interesting story. Just
That's
because
a cool story.
that is a cool story. Yeah, I like that story. That's my favorite. That's probably my favorite story that I've heard so far on a beard company, because he has that memory with his granddad.
Yeah, called him
All you Hanyakers.
his last name is Han, which is I think is cool too. So
Yeah, I love it.
Look at Ruddy Man, you know? The
What's his
reddish
story?
hue and I think Ruddy is like the reddish hue.
Oh, okay.
So because Jimmy's got that flaming beard, it fit, you know? Or look at Bam with Jolly Old Fat Man.
Yeah, that's cool.
He's Santa.
Yeah, that's a cool name. I always thought that was pretty cool, is because I remember when he first came on the scene. It was like Santa Claus is coming. That's awesome. I love that. I'm trying to think of. Man, there's so many.
When I first came across Bam, though, I didn't even know he was a company, because it just said JOFM. That's all it said was JOFM, and right. And I think I came across. I was at work, and I looked at his post. I'm like, oh, he's got like the Balm Tins. I'm like, is he a company? So I started looking more into it. I'm like, oh, wait, it is. It's a beer company. So I started looking at his website and stuff like that. And it was funny. Is like, I went through his website and I found a bunch of like different misspellings of words.
Yeah.
And so like, I messaged him and I'm like, hey, I'm not trying to be that dude, but like a lot of your stuff is misspelled in your website. I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of stuff that's misspelled, and like you might want to check that out, whatever. And he's like, oh, it's awesome. So he did like send me a couple things because of that. And I go, you don't have to do that. I'm just saying, like, you want people to look at it as professional, like fix the misspelling.
Yeah, but whatever. What's even funnier about Bam, you can't have his video monetized with Jolly Old Fat Man, because the Fat Man, YouTube won't allow it. So you have to do the JOFM and then monetize the video.
Oh, really? Oh, because
you're body shaming and you're fat shaming and you're fat. Seriously.
I get it. I totally get it.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, sure.
That's funny. That's funny. YouTube has some weird. So this is the one thing that's very. You have a fairly good rising, and you probably saw this. We're definitely, me and James. I don't know how many subscribers you have, James, but I'm still sitting in the three. I think I'm sitting at 337 right now or something. But you have like 4,000, 5,000 subscribers now.
Yeah, I'm approaching 5. Yeah, I'm hoping to hit 5 by the end of the year.
And that is just absolutely amazing. But at one point, it just like it starts growing itself, because then the algorithm starts picking you like, hey, pick me. But you're also doing some unique stuff like the knife stuff. There's a good, do you feel like there's a bigger calling for people with knives than I'm assuming that's a bigger market of viewers?
A bigger market for viewers, yes. And okay. I'm trying to phrase this correctly, so forgive me. You think there's drama in the beard world? Go to the knife world. Because if you come out and you go, hey, I like this Gerber blade, people are going to attack you because you don't know blades, you don't know this, you don't know crap, you're not anything. You need this $10,000 knife. If you come out and you go, oh, okay, well, like recently because of, the stimulus and tax return, I was able to spend $500 on a kit that I've been putting off for 4 years. Seriously, everything in here is about 500.
Oh wow.
So
Wow.
because of that price point, people are attacking me going, oh my God, I can't believe you bought that. Why are you paying that channel? Why are you doing this? Oh my God, what's going on? I'm like, it's my money. You know?
Thanks. Like, you're not buying it for me.
It's good to know that it just exists everywhere, and that's the one thing that I try to tell people. This, anybody who talks to me, this is humans. Humans like to get into groups, and then even smaller groups that they feel comfortable in, and that's just human nature. That's actually something to do with the way that if you believe in evolution, I'm not saying you have to, but if you take a look at how social groups are formed, especially in humans and mammals, we are very social animals, and we want to be part of groups, and we always want to see who's the hierarchy, who's the king of the group. That's the reason why there was kings and thanes, and you start looking at like British history, for instance. That it was really kind of nomadic when they were hunters and gatherers.
Yeah.
But when they started becoming cities, and once they started becoming towns, which is a group of people, they started having to find a leader. Like, who's going to lead this rabble? So then somebody would be, I'm the guy, I'm the alpha male, I'm the person. And then you had the people that would go and there was a pecking order about who was the most next important, and then you would have that. And we just do it naturally.
Yeah, but I mean,
you
get it everywhere, buddy. Like even in the
You
military, you can get
yeah.
2 E1s who are the lowest rank structure. There is nobody below them. Everybody is above them. You put those 2 people together, and they'll be like, "What day did you join? What day did you join? I got more time in service than you. I'm the boss."
right.
You know.
That's just the way it is. And as humans, we'll always do that. And because I know that, it doesn't bother me. I can let a lot of the stuff go. Also, I practice this stuff. I have so much on my plate. I raised 6 kids. Nobody has anything on that. Yeah, nobody has anything on me. I have 6 kids, 5 or 6 grandkids.
I can't fathom that. I can't imagine that one. I don't have no kids. I have 0. I have 0.
I had about 4 or 5 teenagers at the same time.
Nope.
And it was crazy chaos all the time. And even today, even with the like 29-year-old to 12-year-old, there is not a day where somebody's not dealing with drama in my life.
Oh God, yes. Dude, we had a fight this morning because one kid wanted Cheerios, one kid wanted Fruit Loops, one kid wanted Pop-Tarts. And I'm like, I'm not a goddamn restaurant here. This is what I'm giving you. You eat it or you starve. Oh, but you like her better than me. And she got a bigger spoon. And oh my God, why is he getting that? I'm like,
I so remember those days.
Just go away right now. It's like, let daddy be right now.
So this is the funny thing. So now that the kids are a little bit more grown, I have my 2 girls are out of the house. And we have a couple kids that come back and forth, but most of them are out of the house. So we only have like 2 of the adult kids that are actually living with us now. But when you get Christmas around Christmas, they're still in that place where they're like, what did you get? What did you get? Oh, right. That's because they like you more.
His is better than mine. Mine's better than yours.
Yeah. So we try to be as fair as possible. And I'm going to tell you this, as I got older, we got better jobs. We had more money coming in. So Caden is spoiled rotten. He is. We have more money now, and we have less kids in the house. So his Christmas gifts, he gets Switches. So it used to be like, hey, everybody got the combined PS3 gift, and it was everybody's gift. Now Caden, who's pretty much the only kid that's in the house that's, a kid, he gets a Switch for himself, and everybody's like, well, I never got that when I was a kid. And I'm like, really?
Because I liked him better.
That's right. That's what you say. Yeah, that's right. I do like him better. And then they're like, oh.
Or you just do what we did this, like last Christmas season when Walmart sent out its big catalog. I just threw it with the kids with a Sharpie and went, mark whatever items you want. Doesn't mean you're going to get them, but mark down what you may want. And they sat down for hours trying to come up with, well, okay, let's get a group gift that we all might enjoy. Let's do this. And they're not going to argue if we all play with it. And I'm like, you broke the code, but I'm never going to tell you.
That's the fun thing. So the group gift versus the individual gift, and there's always one kid that spoils it almost. Like, so we always had that one selfish kid that was like, "No, I don't want to get that. I don't want to play with everyone else." And you're always like, "Okay, we're gonna decide to do a group gift anyway, and you're just gonna have to suffer." Well, I don't want that. Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I take it one step further. I go back to my military training. When they start picking on each other and start throwing fights, that's it. Everybody loses. Y'all go to your room for a while. Then I shut the door, and then like group therapy seems to happen awful quick. You know, once the commotion stops, I'll open the door and go, "Anybody bleeding? All right, you can come out."
So when you guys were kids, so I had a sister that was I didn't do this. I had one sister that me and her just didn't get along very well. And now we're like best friends. So Nicole, who comes on my channel here and there.
I remember her.
Yeah.
I put 2 words in front of her name too, and I bugged you about that for a month.
Yeah. So we would get,
Chef,
my
it's
dad
hot
would,
apples.
had apples. What is it?
Hot ass Nikki.
She is pretty. She is a cutie. She was a model. She was a model when she was younger.
Okay,
So
seriously, same parents. That's all. You've never answered that. I look at her and I go, "How? How are
different,
you? How?
different mom. Different mom.
Ah, there we
I'll
go.
give her different mom.
There's the answer.
Different mom. The gene pool was a little slightly changed, but she definitely is. She definitely. I have had so many. Thanks.
I love you, but damn, bro.
She's really good looking, and I'm kind of the ugly brother that always was like, "How are you related to that guy?"
Dude, that's like saying a quarter pounder is equal to a Kobe beef burger. No. See, I
He's like, "That's your brother?"
What?
They're like, "That's your brother?"
Yeah, that's exactly. It wasn't like,
You guys
"Hey,
are
that's your
related?
brother, good looking guy." It was like, "Oh, he's very different. He looks a lot like your dad."
Mom makes me hang out with him.
So she's about 6 years younger than me, and my dad would stick us. We'd have this moment where we had to like hang out together because we wouldn't be getting along. So my dad would stick us in the same room like two cats.
Oh God,
We're gonna-
yes.
So
There he goes.
but
Crack
we
Nancy's
would
coming
just
back.
sit there, and my dad would give us this whole lecture about how him and his sister didn't get along, and do you want to be like that? So we would sit for about 5 minutes and stare at each other, and then after a while, we're like, "Do you want to be like Aunt Nikki or Aunt Judy and Dad? You don't want to be like that. No, we don't want to be like that, Dad. You're right. We don't want to be." After a while, we just kind of didn't do that anymore. So.
I just tell my kids they can't hurt the cuteness factor. She's my spare parts. My DNA is actually in her. You know, I'm getting older. I may need a body part here and there.
The cuteness factor. She is cute. Actually, all of your kids are pretty cool. Now you have and then James just has the easy ones. I actually know this for a fact. They're not easy. We saw him destroy the studio last week.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like the end of the green room chat was like, "Bye." the dog's
like,
got it.
Because like the laptop itself has to stay plugged in, otherwise it'll shut off, and that's what happened. It got unplugged.
The dog's got it.
I will say for the record, and anybody watching, please mark this down. It's March 25th, 2021. 5:39 Pacific. My kids have their moments where they are pretty stellar, and I love them. Other times, I'm like, move. Just.
Yeah. So we are allowed to not like our kids sometimes. We are allowed to not like our kids sometimes. See, my kids are all gone, so now I can like them more.
Yeah, they're not there.
Because they're over there. One of them lives in Michigan. The other one lives about 10 miles away. So the two girls that were my drama, they're girls. Their teenage lives were not so much Charisse, but Shannon was my drama queen. I called her Shannon Shenanigans when she was younger because she was the shenaniganinator. She had it.
The brat in my house. You want drama? That's her.
That's what they do.
Oh.
It's always the middle child. I don't know what's up with the middle child. I have 2 middle childs, and it's like, why is it always about you guys?
Yeah, but they're out of your house. You're not fighting for bathroom time anymore. You're
Oh,
not
thank
holding
goodness.
it and jumping up and down in the hallway like if you don't move, there's going to be a mess outside this door in a moment. You know?
Yes. That's the one thing that is so nice about being grandparent. So being papa is the best job because you just hand them back. You're
Yes.
just like,
You load them
Hey.
up with sugar and go, your problem now.
Right.
it's so fun, man. The best job I have ever had in my life is papa. Grandpa is the best job ever because Van absolutely loves me. And so does, all the other babies. We have, 4 others, and absolutely give them a hug, love on them. I don't have to discipline them. As soon as they seem like they have some discipline things going on, I'm like, hey,
Tag, you're it.
you're
Yeah.
it. Hey, he just did this. And then I walk away. It's the best job ever. And the only thing that I kind of get busted for nowadays is that Van really wants to watch shows with grandma at night when he's with us.
Diva.
Yeah.
We are on a vintage journey tonight, Diva. Come with us. Come
Yes.
to the dark side.
Barberdo Joe is on. What's going on, buddy? I haven't
Who
talked
do you
to him
think I
in
was
a bit.
talking to? Diva. It's him.
Joe and me go way back, and I'm going to say that I absolutely have. I just love Joe. He is just a
How can
really
you
good dude.
not?
I know.
I mean, seriously, how can you not?
I know. James, do you know Joe pretty well? I'm sure everybody does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
He's such. Have you guys watched his new show?
I have
What,
it with the
snacks
tasting
around the
and all that.
world, or
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Oh, that's so awesome. They had the last one I watched was I've been waiting for this. So they have had okay food, right? And so I've been waiting, because I wait for the train wreck food. The food where you're like, that's not good. And so this last one it was like 2 or 3 pieces of the snack stuff. There was one where he was just like outright, this is gross. But his daughter's loving on it. It's too funny. You guys have to really go check that out. It is so fun. And I think they have Chesapeake coming on in a bit.
hey, Vato, just because you're asking, they got an upcoming co-host, a circus cow. Just saying. Tell your friend.
Vintage
Yeah,
Journey.
seeing how the diva's in here,
Yeah.
Joe, that was from earlier today. That's what gave that mead that kick. Fire bee honey.
Oh, we got J. Cruz up in here.
Yeah, we do. I respectfully, he's in here.
Definitely.
I absolutely. Do you know what? He is one of. I mean, he took the community by storm, and I've absolutely loved it, man. That he's the volt of energy that we kind of needed as a group. I love it.
He's something. We'll give him that much. He's something. All right.
Because if you give it too much, then it's like, hey, his head is going to get bigger. He doesn't need
Can
any
it
more
get
of that.
any bigger? I mean, I'm saying this respectfully, Jay Cremo. All right. Thank you, by the way, for that 25% off online coupon earlier, Jay Cremo. Thank you.
Yeah. Jay Cremo. So you were in the Army for how many years here? 8. See, that's 8. 8's a good amount of years. I think that's you're done. You passed the first tour, which means that you kind of got past the rookie part of your
My
career.
first tour was 8 years.
Yeah.
I never
was it?
I was gonna.
Oh.
Everything you sign is for 8 years. And when I went to the recruiter, I went, this is going to be so freaking easy for you. What's the longest amount I can sign for? Give me right now.
Wow.
I wanted to go 20, but I was a very, very different person back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I got out during the Clinton, first Clinton administration? Even though I pick on Barack because he had like Hillary, but I got out during the first Clinton administration. Because
is that when they were doing
crap.
some of the? Yeah, were they letting some of those guys go when they were doing the where you could get signed out and they get the bonuses and stuff?
Yeah, there was this the voluntary separation. There was a whole bunch of stuff, but
yeah,
I am not proud of this moment when I had to sit through a 8-hour block of instruction on alternate lifestyle reality training I went, nope. I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble. I'm gonna lose a lot of money and spend a lot of weekends buffing a floor. Time to get out. I should have stayed in. So,
and my dad. So I think that I was this close. My eyes kept me out of flight school.
Yeah, well,
but I was this close.
I got a DD-214 blanket now. I sleep with freedom.
Oh, there you go. Awesome, man. That's awesome.
For those of you who don't know, the DD-214 is your paperwork when you get out. Tells everything about your career and your discharge. That's your freedom papers right there.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That is pretty cool. So I was this close from signing twice, actually. I almost got into the academy. I decided not to go and pursue it at all. I did, but I decided my eyesight was too bad to get into flight school. So I went to college, and then I was love struck, and
sorry,
as it will happen. And so I thought that I could get into the military and be based at March Air Force Base, which is near Riverside. And my girlfriend at the time was in went to UCR. And so I thought, I'll go in the military for stupidest reason. I was that close to signing. My ASVAB scores were putting me in. And actually, I would have really loved it because it was actually working on planes. I absolutely love aircraft. Actually, believe it or not, my aircraft or my laptop that I do this live stream is sitting on Jane's Encyclopedia of Aviation because I'm just into planes. I just love planes. But anyway. So you did 8 years. What would you think that was the most significant thing about that experience for you?
Growing up. I know that sounds bad, but where I grew up in Connecticut, I was really sheltered. All right. And I've said it repeatedly. Everything I needed was within a 2-mile radius of my house. Grade school, high school, shopping mall, everything was within 2 miles. So I didn't really venture outside of that. I really didn't have a whole bunch of experiences. But when you join the military, that changes dramatically, starting in basic training, and going off in otherwheres. And you had to be responsible for your life, as opposed to like your mother waking you up in the morning and going, you're going to wear this, you're going to wear that. This is your schedule for the day. You better know when you're supposed to be there, how you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be wearing, freshly shaved, freshly cut, boots polished, everything. Right. You had your duties, you had your responsibilities. In the military, I've always said this, it's the best, worst job I've ever had, and it will get you ready for the rest of your life if you listen.
Right. Now, I got the second best place because I was the son of a military member. My dad was a lifer. Went in, I think it was 26 years. So I got the secondary. So we got to move, got to do cool stuff. Got to move, lived in England like 8 years. We lived in the Midwest. We've lived in New Mexico. We lived in Cali. Lived in Arizona, of course. And we got to do all this fun stuff. I mean, I lived 8 years overseas on Air Force bases, which is pretty cool. But then we got to go do all the Europe stuff.
Just
best childhood ever.
Shoosh.
Yeah,
Air Force
best childhood
That's
ever.
a country club. Just
it really is. It is. So I worked at the NCO club on Hayford, which is Upper Hayford, England, and that was my job when I was 18. Best job ever. Such a cool job because the NCO clubs and the officers clubs are just so decked out for the Air Force. I mean, they have gone way and above and beyond to help make sure that the bars are super nice. And 18 overseas was I was legally able to drink. Yeah. Right. So I had a
paradise on an Air Force club. You walk in there and they're bussing your tables and doing this.
Yep.
What?
That was my job. I was a busser. Yeah.
God, these idiots when they go to their field complaining, oh my God, is it always so dirty? You're in the military, moron! My God, I love watching them do their physical fitness test. Holy crap, 1.5 miles, just finish. And they had like 12 ambulances lined up on the field, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a day. Oh, dear God, this is going to be a day.
That is so true.
Oh,
My dad was always kind of on the weight gain. Like he had to worry about his weight. So he was always in that group where he had to make sure that and so me and my dad would run at night together.
What's up, man?
I have some of my best memories are like running with my dad on base, just trying to help him lose weight. And I didn't even know that's really what he was doing until later, but totally a fun time, man. Totally a fun time.
yeah, but it's like a former sergeant of mine. Matter of fact, he was a guest in that veteran live feed that I did.
Yeah, that was so awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, he keeps joking. He's like, "You ready for a run?" I'm like, "See the way my DD 214 is set up. Pick a finger. It's gonna find one eventually."
Did you
Wow.
do you have any connections, James, to the military in any way?
My dad and my cousin are in the Navy.
Oh, cool.
They did the Navy.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
A lot of Navy folks. I have a lot of good friends that were in the Navy. And I don't understand the whole, like, I would love to be on a boat, but I don't think I would love to be on a boat all the time.
All right.
It's great for like a little one-way trip. I don't get
Right.
those guys who are like submariners.
Yeah.
They have all kinds of respect, and you can always find out who they are. Just turn the lights off; they glow in the dark.
That's so true. So my next door cube mate was a submariner, and he had all the submarines. He had the submarine that he had the gold version of a submarine that he was on when he was serving, and he was on. I think he was in 16 years or something. And yeah, I mean, he's a very, very meticulous person, and super. That's the one thing that the military really gives you is that discipline to be able to handle situations as they come. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, buddy?
You've got to be able to, and as much as I hate using that phrase, adapt, overcome, and improvise, because you never know. And there's that great, I can't remember the German general's name. He's like, the problem with fighting against the Americans is they train by their doctrine, but when they go to war, they don't follow their doctrine. All right, I saw a face.
So why do you look like you're watching I Love Lucy?
Something a little bit. All right, go.
No idea.
Me neither. I was
I was
like,
trying to respond. I was trying to respond to the people in the chat. That's probably why I look like that.
It's just Jake Cremo. Don't worry about him.
Jake Cremo.
He's trying to get his affiliate up, with Cremo. So,
Goya, Cremo.
do they even sell? So I went to Walmart the other day. I don't even think they sell any beard products at that marketplace that I go to. I was like, there's not
maybe
even
not yours, but mine. Yeah.
A lot of Cremo going on.
Actually, yeah. I got to shoot a review for one of their new ones, their dark citron and whatever. It's not horrible. It's not one I would go to all the time. And that's the one that J. Cruz, I got to give you credit for because I bought it online. I used your discount code of J. Cremo. Thank you for the 25% off.
Do you know what
Thank you, Sober Chef. Sorry, Rommel. Thank you.
Yeah, Rommel. That's hilarious.
No, he was the guy who said that quote that I was talking about. So yeah.
Yep. That's funny. So you got out of the military, and then but you're not from Washington.
No.
Yeah.
No. How
did you end up there?
My parents divorced when I was in the second grade, and I swear to God, you would have to get a court order to make me go back and live with my mother. She was not a nice person. So my dad had settled out in Portland, Oregon. And I'm like, well, I've never really been out there. Went out, set up shop out there for a while. Met a psychotic ex, ended up living in Spokane, Washington. And my better half basically got me out of a really, really bad situation. And we've been together ever since.
Ah, that's cool.
We moved up here in 2012 to help her family out. And we've just kind of stayed. Hey, Pedro.
Hey, it's Rob. What's going on, buddy? So this is an interesting. So you are really literally next to Canada.
Yeah, I'm seriously 5 minutes away from Vancouver, BC.
That's pretty cool. I have a good friend that lives in Vancouver. Absolutely beautiful pictures. When she has pictures of where she lives on like some bay or something. You're like, does it all look like that?
Hey,
I want to go to Canada.
Sorry, Prac, forgive me a moment. Hey, Pedro, yeah, I know exactly what it says, bro. I know the ins and outs and the literal translation of it.
Oh, cool. That's cool, man. So, any questions, James? I'll let you. I know you've
No,
been
I was
hanging
actually,
with
I was actually, I know we talked about like knives and stuff like earlier. I was gonna actually show a couple of things that like my dad made with a knife, or he was pretty good at woodworking, so he actually did a couple pieces that, yeah, I'll show you and check it out.
Rob,
pretty-
give me one moment. I'll clue you in.
So,
This is what I like about having James. He has the really cool stuff as well.
I
He has a
got
lot of
things.
cool hobbies.
yeah, thanks. It's not me. It's my dad.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's
So
cool.
this right here. Look at moon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Smack the camera.
Wow.
Way to go, dude.
Oh. And then these things, which I think look pretty cool.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
See, I love those guys that can do that with that fine detail work with their
Yeah.
hands and everything.
Yeah, that's what he did. He was a machinist. He made like drag racing parts for like, drag racing engines.
Okay, so Rob, here you go, bro. If you want to take the generic translation of this, it means infidel. If you want to take the literal Arabic translation, it means kappa or godless. And depending where you go in that corner of the world and how you practice your religion, you're godless to somebody. So,
Okay, thank you. I think I have to go and I'll be right back, guys. I got to go and probably turn on some television thing. So I'll be right back.
man, I scared Pratt off. It is a night. Alrighty, now while Pratt's gone, let's take over.
It's the Beards and Desserts. Yeah, Beards and Desserts takeover.
Exactly. Beards and Desserts take over. Brought to you by. No. Oh, man. But yeah, so when Pratt gets back, let's act like we went, okay, we voted you off the island. Pratt, it was a close vote, bro. It was 2-0. Sorry. Nothing I could do.
I saw.
Pratt's back.
All right, back. That's the fun thing about having grandkids is they just want everything, and then you realize that he didn't want anything.
So Pratt,
What's up?
I regret I got to kind of inform you, bro. We took a vote while you were gone,
Yes.
and unfortunately, the tribe has spoken. We need your torch. It was a
You
close vote. We need your torch, bro. Your time on the island is done. It was a close vote. It was 2-0, and not your favor, but I did everything I could for you, Pratt.
That's what I hear. I know. I don't have any knives. I don't have any survival skills. I'm blind.
No, you do have a survival skill. You're the one we pushed in front of a bear to get away. Don't worry, Pratt.
I do have the Prac Mantis. Remember, he comes out.
Exactly.
Watch out.
That bear will be toast. Pratt will come out of the forest wearing that bear cloak, like, what now?
The Prac Mantis. I need to come up with like a thing for that or something. That was kind of fun. I really enjoyed those.
Hey, Rob, seeing how you're in here, bro, my DD-214 blanket came today. And it's a poncho liner, Rob.
That is cool. That's cool. Do you know do you guys know Rob's son is serving right now?
Yes, I think he's in Korea last night.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. So my new job is actually working with vets, and it's insurance for vets. So probably
Anything you can do. You got my 100% support helping my brothers and sisters.
yeah. So these are active and retired military veterans.
Yeah.
It's the insurance for them. So car insurance, health insurance. I think they even have a bank or something, but it's a really cool. And then the people that I work with are all mostly vets. So very cool. So after they got done with active military, they retired, and then they were IT, they trained up IT folks.
Yeah.
And so they went into this career field, and I'm so excited to be able to. I'm excited. I was really excited to tell my dad because, growing up military brat, you have so much respect for what the military has given us as a family.
Yes.
And it helped raise, he got him out of small town Illinois, which is still not, Illinois is still not a bad place. So I'm not downing Illinois, but it got him out of, and we were able to be raised in very amazing places, and we got to do things that people don't get to do. My senior year was amazing. I went to Ibiza, Spain for spring break. I went to The Hague for Model United Nations. I mean, I got to do a lot of fun
For
stuff.
the Model UN, what'd you do, Prac? We know about your dual life, okay?
I was Colombia.
Yeah,
Believe it or not, I was Colombia.
Oh my God, how perfect! How perfect! We know about your serial killer afterlife, there, Prac. And you went to The Hague.
We did. We were all, oh yeah, that's it. So yeah, the International Court of Justice is in Den Haag, Holland, and so we got to spend a week there. And I'm going to say this: there was probably, I'm not going to say that this, I didn't get caught doing it. Some people, my friends, did, but there was 75-cent Heineken for a pint. And even back in the 90s, that was still like amazingly
dirt cheap.
Dirt cheap. Plus, it was fresh. I mean, that's where they make Heineken.
Yeah.
Best. It was so good. And we had such a killer week. I mean, it was just amazing. Now, granted, if you got caught drinking, you were kicked home. And one of my friends did get kicked home, but I didn't know that until I got home. They had to call his mom and they had to come pay all of his expenses to fly him home.
Oh wow!
I was like, ooh, I would have been dead.
Uh-huh.
And there was they did these room checks, and there was one night where I was just hanging out with the guys, and it was the right guys, not the other guys.
Did you notice how he said that? He's getting all Benjamined over there. He's like, I was hanging with the guys.
Like double D's with that. Guys.
Gimmick infringement, Prac. That's all I'm saying. Gimmick infringement.
That's right. So anyway, so you got out of the military, moved into literally BFE.
Yes.
But
you
it's still beautiful.
Shock? You want a culture shock? Go from being on a military base to going to Portland, Oregon.
Oh wow!
Wow!
Can't even imagine.
Wow.
The liberal state of the liberal city of the nation.
The motto of Portland is keep Portland weird.
What's the weirdest thing you've seen in Portland?
Vegan strip club.
Oh, no.
A what?
A vegan strip club. All the food in there is vegan.
Wow.
I mean, okay, the Unipiper kind of takes precedent a little bit too, where you have a guy who dresses up in a Darth Vader mask, wearing a kilt, riding a unicycle, playing bagpipes.
Nice.
That's my kind of place right there, guys. That's my kind of place. If you're weird, that is fun. That is fun.
Why don't they do that everywhere?
That's what they should be doing, man. They should be weird. It should be the new normal. Weird should be the new normal.
G. Lou and Half Baked. Sorry, I don't, man. I know it was Echo Company. I think 2nd of the 25th something, but I can't remember the everything else after that. Yeah, and Half Baked said it perfectly. Portland, Oregon has more adult-oriented businesses per capita than Las Vegas.
That's very interesting. Wow. I never knew that. Is that because there's so much no sunshine that they need to have some sort of thing to make them happy?
Oh, dude, we get sunshine down there for 2 weeks a year, and then it rains everything else. So,
oh wow. So you guys need something to make you happy. So you're
dude,
hey.
That's how I learned how to navigate Portland, not by streets and maps. I learned how to navigate my strip clubs. Go where? Okay, I'm on my way.
Make a left on, make a right on.
Pretty much. It was hang a right before you hit the DVA, keep going this way, and yeah.
What's the vegan strip club called?
Oh, I can't really remember. I just know it's a vegan strip club.
It has to have a unique name. Anything that is vegan. We have places out here that do their big advertisement is Club Bliss, $5 Friday steak lunch.
Yeah, but sometimes you get a really good steak inside a strip club.
I'm kidding you not. I'm not going to say that I've been there, but it is a good steak.
Don't shatter that image, Prac. Don't shatter that image.
Yeah, it is
Ned
a good
Flanders in the strip club. I had to say it. I'm sorry, Ned Flanders in the strip club going Oakley dokley.
That was a very different Andy. Yeah, very different Andy went to the strip club.
I did look it up. I just looked it up.
That's awesome. What's the name of this?
And it says Portland, Oregon, so I know you're talking. I know you're talking about it. So it says Casa Diablo.
There you go.
The house of the devil.
Vegan,
The devil house.
it says vegan strip club. Right?
The devil house. Watch out for the Diablo. He's coming after you with that vegan meat.
What was even funnier was when the Real World was in Portland with MTV.
Oh, right.
They went to Casa Diablo and they're like, "We have no idea where we're at." I'm like, "I know."
I do.
How did the producers let you in there?
They actually have like right here is like a calendar for everybody that's working that day.
Next on it's soy meat. It's soy girl.
No, somebody
Almond
it says their name. It says their names. There's nothing like. There's like kiwi and peaches and.
It's all like vegetables and fruits.
The winter, Xena, there's everything.
Xena the warrior.
Dude.
She's
And
coming
living-
on the stage next, folks.
Dude, living in Portland messed me up because I'm like trying to figure out a name for the cuteness factor. And in the back of my head, I'm going next on the main stage. Nope, can't have that name.
Can't have that.
You
name.
know?
Okay, this one ends it. They got Rabbit Hole performing. Bro, Rabbit
She's
Hole.
gone down the rabbit hole. Old rabbit hole.
A rabbit hole.
That's the worst name ever. What? Hey, you're the rabbit hole. What? Not even like rabbit. Like rabbit would be okay. You'd be like, hey, she's quick or something. I don't know. She looks like a bunny.
See,
But
Chef,
rabbit
see what
hole.
happens when I get invited on the show. The last time I introduced Prac to noodling and Hannah Barron, tonight we're talking about vegan strip clubs. It's going to be another year before he lets me back on.
All the strip club names. Have you ever done those Facebook things where what would you be your stripper name?
Oh, like you're like, oh, what's your birthday? What shirt are you wearing? What color shirt are you wearing?
Yeah, those are always
Let
funny.
me get all your password questions. Okay, yeah. No, I've stopped doing those a long time ago.
Yeah. Rabbit hole. That's such a. You go down the rabbit hole. Next on the stage, and there's, you know what? I'll be honest with you. They have like the
I don't know.
DJs actually sound fairly like radio guys. They always sound like radio guys. Like,
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, did you? Were you lagging?
I think something froze because like everything just started circling through, and I'm like, oh crap, what happened? No.
As long as you don't, you go towards the light. Go towards the light, Chris.
Why? Because there's gonna be God up there laughing his ass off, going, no, turn around, keep walking.
It's a rabbit hole. If you go down that rabbit hole,
Go to Casa Diablo, follow the light.
follow the rabbit hole. There's some vegan soy milk at the end of this.
You think that
Get some almond milk.
Did you have to be vegan to work there? I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I honestly don't know. I never went in there because I just no.
Dude, have you cooked a lot? So to switch into
Yeah, let's get
Maybe
Brack off
not.
strippers before his wife beats his ass. Okay.
she would. She I kid you not. She told me point blank when we got married, if you go to strip joints, I will not be married to you any longer. So I have not been to one.
Yeah.
Have-
All right.
have
Changing
been to
subjects
one.
real quick.
Yeah. So have not been to one. And the next thing that we're talking about is the fact that I don't remember what we were going to talk about next. So I'm just trying to change the
Mead.
subject.
Mead. Let's talk about mead.
They're talking about
Mead.
vegan.
Okay, mead. Yeah, vegan. So have you cooked a lot of vegan food?
A little bit. Like I work with like the like tofu and all that stuff. Like, yeah, when you'll get sometimes like the random vegan will come through, like, oh, I can't have like anything. I gotta have veggie, everything veggie. So I mean, you'll get it sometimes. Sometimes they might have restrictions or something like that. So it's something we have to like accommodate sometimes.
Yeah, that's always interesting. I remember those stages. Do you guys have like a vegan option?
Yeah, we have like a vegan menu and stuff. Yeah,
Gotcha. Yeah.
Aren't you required to by law or something like that?
I think probably yeah.
Probably.
So I guess like yeah, everybody's like welcome. I guess
Yeah, we
Make
have
sure.
about. That's interesting, and I and I've had vegan food. I've hung out with I hang out with Buddhists, so we eat a lot of vegan food, especially on retreat. And I've had like vegan buffalo chicken wings, and They taste good. They're good. They're not the best, but they're not bad. The soybean or the Mexican is like they're hamburgers, but they're like made out of like pinto beans and things. And if you put like salsa on them, it's like a salsa burger. It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, if a veggie burger is made right, I mean, like it's good. Like we used to have like a rice and black bean burger.
Yeah, black bean. That's what I was thinking. Black bean. Yeah, it's really good. Super good.
Yeah.
So mead. So let's talk mead. So let's talk some mead. So this is Chris's new hobby, and mead is. Explain what mead is and where it came. Maybe a little bit of the history behind mead, because a lot of people don't know where it came from. People hear mead halls if you're into references from. Like if you like Lord of the Rings, I think they had mead halls in that. But explain what mead is. Maybe you have some Vikings, very Viking. So if you ever read like Grendel or Beowulf, they talk about mead halls and those. But what is mead? A little bit of the history behind it. What got you into this?
Okay. I'm going to give Barbados Joe the biggest shameless plug ever because I love that diva vintage bitch with all my heart. Guys, go check out my channel. There's a brief video called The History of Mead that Barbados Joe put together, and it is phenomenal. But here's the Reader's Digest version. It's the world's oldest fermented beverage. Basically, all it is honey, water, and yeast. When our ancestors were making this stuff, they literally thought the stick they stirred the pot with was magical, not realizing all the wild yeast that had been collecting on it was actually doing it. You can go out nowadays in woods and sometimes where you'll find beehives that have been built in the side of busted up trees. You'll get natural mead that is fermenting out there because the water comes in and fills up the beehive and everything works. But yeah, it's got roots everywhere in the world. The Egyptians have, the Ethiopians have it. It's called Tej. It's just, oh my God, it's good. And what got me into it? Well, Prac, honestly, I watched a YouTube video and I went, it can't be that simple.
Oh, cool.
Seriously. I watched that video and I went, you're kidding me, right? Get a big glass carboy, put the honey in, put the water in, put the yeast in, shake the bejesus out of it, and leave it alone.
That's it?
That's it.
I've never tried it.
That's pretty cool. So I'm going to tell you Andy's story of mead is I know that you would be surprised that I would do medieval recreation groups.
No, not really. No,
not at all. I'm Ned Flanders / medieval recreation nerd.
I'm sure you have that robe sitting back there too, and you're like, in some dark corners of the internet, the Black Manus has talked about respect and fear.
Exactly. So I did live in England, so I really enjoyed the history of England. And the group that I was part of was actually more. It was like a way to hang out with my sister because I'm going to say that they were too nerdy for me. For the most part, they were like the D&D guys. Not that I still love them. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to judge them. They just were too into that space for me, and the D&D stuff really is kind of weird to me.
I get it.
But they would do lifesteal, and it was a really good exercise. Like you would get these like shanais, which are like bamboo. They're actually fighting swords or practice fighting swords for samurai, and then we modified them and put little things on them so that you could hit each other over the head with them. And that was really great exercise, and I got to hang out with my sister, so it was really fun. But mead is definitely very part of British European history.
Yes.
And it was a social drink and very easy to be made. So before there was beer or wine, I mean, there was some wine, but the biggest drink during that time period, medieval time period, Renaissance, even going into the Renaissance, was mead because of the ease of the products. So the simplicity of the products, honey, water, and yeast. And you have this center, and it was really the mead halls that kind of joined people in groups together. as a community thing to be part of. And there was always, and it also was so it was not, it wasn't bad, you wouldn't have any problems with water because it was alcohol. So that whole problem with drinking bad water, especially during those time periods, you would always be safe by drink because it was fermented and it would become alcohol, which actually killed all the bacteria. So very much. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but honey is really, I like the taste of honey. Now, I have had there is so many different types of meads. So tell us about the different types of meads. Have you been just doing basic meads or have you tried some different recipes?
Well, recently I've been doing melomels, which is basically mead, but you're adding fruit. So it changes from a mead to a melomel, I guess it's called. The first batch that I tried, I just recently dumped because I didn't use a glass carboy, which I have preferred since then. And because I didn't want to have to scrape all that fruit out, so I got a food grade 2-gallon brewer bucket. And I was only making a gallon and not thinking in my head. Of course, the airlock isn't moving because you've got that gallon space where everything's trying to move and do whatever. So yeah, you're not getting the usual stuff, but I dumped that. Today I made a capsamel, which is a spicy mead, which is chili induced.
Oh,
matter
nice.
of fact, where is that bottle? I found a company by total accident on Facebook, Fire Bee Honey. Where are they based out of? I think it was on here somewhere. It is USA made. It's just basically pepper infused raw honey, so there's no preservatives, no whatever in there. And yeah, I like the fact it comes in like a little moonshine container. And I I'll be honest. Come here. When I was pouring it out, there was a little bit here on the stopper. So I went, I wonder how it tastes. I went, lick. I'm like, it's not that bad. Then inhaled and went, holy Mary Mother of God. Oh. I've got one downstairs. I'm calling it Basic Batch because it'll be ready for basic season. It's a pumpkin spice kind of mead.
Oh, damn.
I just recently did a apple cinnamon clove one, and I'm sending a bottle of that to the Diva because he helped me out with doing that video. You see, and here's the trick: is meads really aren't. How can you put it? Pigeonholing yourself. Anything you think you can try it. You just got to kind of watch it and watch how the yeast interacts with things. Because if you're using honey that's got a lot of preservatives and additives in there, the yeast will have a problem getting at it. And the yeast's job is to attack that sugar and crap out alcohol.
Right.
So it's kind of neat watching them work. And you're saying traditional, and traditional is just honey, water, and yeast.
Right.
That's it. And I've added tea to 2 of mine because I heard it adds a little bit of boldness and a little bit of flavor. Nice. One was just a black tea and another from England, as a matter of fact. I had a friend of mine over there send it over.
Oh, cool.
And I did an Earl Grey. 2 of the ones I've done so far, I've added raisins to, chopped up, because I heard they add nutrients. But the most stuff they did was give me a little bit of fun watching raisins swim around the inside of a bowl. It just the hard part is leaving it alone because you're like, Are you done yet? Are you done yet? Work.
How long does it take for the average mead to be made?
In my opinion, about a month.
That makes sense.
I mean, if you've got fruit in there, you want to remove the fruit after about 2 weeks, and you really want to use a hydrometer, which I know you know what that is, Chef. It basically take a reading on your mead every couple weeks just to see if it's stopped fermenting. And then you can move it from its original container to another one, which is called racking. And there's a whole bunch of weird things you want to do before you put it in a bottle. So you're sure it's done. You're sure it doesn't have any gas. And basically you're not making a grenade out of alcohol because it's still gassed up, contained inside there. Boom.
Oh, interesting. I had a friend, a actually really good friend, that was trying to make soda, and it fermented on her, and it actually almost killed her because the glass will explode.
Yep.
And especially with these, because you want to have sanitized bottles to help kind of keep it very sanitary. Because if you don't have the sanitation, it'll actually go bad. Especially if but this thing fermented and then it exploded because of that gas, because you corked up.
Most have like the little bubbler little thing that, you know.
Well,
Right.
that's the airlock in there, but
Yeah.
if you don't degas the stuff before you bottle it, that gas will build and build and build and build, and you could have an explosion.
Yeah.
Scary, actually, because it's glass bottles and the shards will fly everywhere, and you don't know when it'll do it. And usually it's when you touch it to help, touch it, and then it explodes, and glass shards will go everywhere. I think she said that it was millimeters from her carotid artery, and she almost.
God.
Yeah, it was scary. Yeah, what a freak accident. Yeah.
Wow.
The biggest accident I've had so far is the very first one I did. The fermentation on day one was so active, it went up the top of the bottle, out through the airlock, and started leaking its way down the sides.
And that's not good.
Yeah, cleaning up sticky honey over your counter. No, not good.
Yeah, not good.
Not good.
So do you have to keep it in? So when me and Christy were really considering doing beer, so that there was a whole lot of stuff that goes to beer. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. Did you consider making beer, or
Yeah,
it's just
I have made beer before. Those Mr. Beer kits you see in stores?
Yeah.
That was my first experimentation into home brewing, was using 2 batches through that 5-gallon
bucket.
Carboy. Yeah.
And it's okay. I mean, I have friends that are really into it, and they make good beer. I mean, it's excellent beer. They're brewmasters, in my opinion. Yeah.
I wanted to do the home kit, with the fire and the coils, and I wanted that bad.
It's fun.
But
It's
where I
expensive.
live,
It's expensive. Oh, is it just not going to make it? Not distill it, right?
I really can't have open flames inside my apartment,
Oh, that would be a problem. Yeah.
Just a bit. Whereas this,
Well, do you have to? Yeah, sorry. Do you have to keep these in a closet, or is it? What's the deal? Do you have to keep? Because usually with beer, you had to keep it in a very stable, a certain temperature room or closet, so that it wouldn't raise or lower. In Arizona, it's really hard to do it because we have even just the average room temperature. Temperature during the summer is 82.
Yeah, I found the perfect spot in my house. Now for beer, I would put it in my pantry over by the water heater because it kept the temperature just where it's supposed to be. But when I'm doing mead, there's this perfect spot in the kitchen that's right between the stove and the refrigerator that will fit a 2-gallon plastic container and a 1-gallon carboy and keep it nice, keep it shaded, keep it at the perfect temp.
Cool. That's really cool, man.
And yes, I've even gone so far as to put these little, here we go. I knew I had them somewhere, on the bottles themselves, the little brew thermometers.
Yeah.
So you can check temperature all the time.
Oh, that's fun, man.
They're on the side of every bucket and every bottle that I brew in.
Oh, you're making me. So I don't drink anymore, but Christy really wanted to do this, and you have to spend some money to get you can buy that. Was it $50 for that brew? With that bucket, I think you can buy a couple bucket and hoses at a brew store for $60 or something.
Yeah, I think my initial outlay for everything, and that's not including the honey, okay, because you really want to be picky on your honey, in my opinion. I mean, not like I'm a pro, but
you're getting there.
All your gear that you're going to need, your initial outlay is $60, and you can reuse everything.
Oh, that's awesome, man. See, that's what we need to do, James. We need to have a little brewers club.
Right.
You want to talk brewers club? Get a hold of Sober Chef Eric. I got an idea for him, and I'm going to do a mead after him. We're going to come up with a name for it, but he used to brew with the head of Blue Moon. And God, there was one more. He's brewed with millionaires.
Really?
Successful business people who have a massive alcohol line.
Really? That's
yes.
Cool.
Him and I talked brewing for an hour and a half last weekend. And the first thing I was like, dude, is this okay to talk to you about this? I don't want to trigger you trying to drink. And I've got this running joke with him because he goes, when do I get my bottle? I'm like, after I drink it, I'll send you the bottle.
This is the interesting thing. I miss the fun of microbrews. Microbrews are a blast to drink and to be part of, because especially in our area, there's like 20 different microbrews in Phoenix area alone,
Go to
if
Portland,
not more.
they're everywhere. Yeah.
Right. Oh
Know
yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
Totally fun, and they're all unique, and they're all doing different styles. They're adding different fruits, different different hops, different wheat or barley or whatever it is that they're adding to it, just different things. And I absolutely enjoyed the heck out of that stuff. I don't miss the hangover though. I just don't miss that stuff. That's the part that I don't miss. I enjoy the taste of like a good stout where you're just like, oh, this is it. Yeah, this is chocolate stout, or this is the stout from some weird place over. And, we had a lot from different places around Arizona that were just good. Or they would do tap takeovers from like a brewery from San Diego or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whole Foods does that, believe it or not. So there's a Whole Foods. Have you guys been to Whole Foods? Do you guys know what those are?
I try
Troy.
to avoid it because like there's certain kinds of people who come into that and see me in camo and they're like,
Yeah.
I'll stab you right now. Just keep walking. Get your Pomeranian in and keep going.
Yeah, so that's true. They don't build them in they build them in North Scottsdale, which is exactly where I worked, and I lived literally across the street. And I would go in there and they would tap takeovers. They have a whole bar that would be like a functioning bar. You could go get your food and then go drink a beer.
Yeah.
And they would have these tap takeovers. There were absolutely amazing microbrew guys would come in and take over the whole bar for the night, and they would just you'd be able to taste and sample all of their beer selections. It was so fun.
Yeah, and Joshua Wicks, you are correct. I believe if I got that story correct, Shaq said Eric was the only guy who ever filled him up in one shot. But no, I mean, seriously, like making mead, and I appreciate the input you gave me about sanitization and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so weird to think that I used to walk by the honey section and not even care about it. Now I'm like looking for local beeviaries, I think they're called, like the bee farms, trying to get people locally to get fresh right from the source. I found a honey recently in a store that actually still had comb in it. So, you're adding that. Talk about fresh. You still got honeycomb in the honey,
Right. That's pretty cool. Have you made a lot of done a lot of work with honey at all, James?
What's that?
Have you done a lot of work with honey at all?
Actually, not really. No. I mean, I love honey. I mean, especially the honeycomb itself. I mean, like getting the big old jars with the honeycomb still in it. Yeah. But yeah, I haven't actually. I've worked with it a little bit, but I mean, nothing like in recipes and stuff like that. But
yeah, I used to. So that's exactly.
I've actually never tried mead, so I will have to like keep a lookout for it and try it.
Yeah, you should. It's a different taste. It's a different taste. It's not like beer.
You can drink it warm. You can drink it cold. And even with mead, if you believe the things from way back when, that's why it's called the honeymoon, because the families would brew enough alcohol to keep them together for 30 days and see if they're actually going to make it.
Isn't that cool? I love that stuff.
I
love the history.
Is it best like drink cold, or is it just?
I've had it both ways, and it all depends on the brew itself. I've had some that I prefer warm, and I've had some, I'm like, this needs to go in the freezer for a little bit,
So this is the amazing thing about different cultures. So I will say American culture is very much a AC refrigerated type of culture. Britain was not.
Everything's
and
warm.
People say, oh, you drink a warm beer. I mean, I used to pay, if you went to a McDonald's in Oxford, which is where I lived, you would pay for ice. You would pay for ice. So
you were a bougie little kid, weren't you? Look at you, Oxford. Ooh. I was in The Hague. Ooh.
I know. I actually graduated from the Oxford Town Hall.
It
was like this huge freaking organ, and it's actually really. I'll have to share that picture with you, Chris. It's a pretty cool picture. There's like this huge ancient organ in the back that's like 20 foot tall, played by all these amazing people. It was crazy.
We'll make you feel better here, Prack. We'll make you feel better. Pip, pip, cheerio there, Mike. You're the dog's bollocks, ain't you?
No, maybe the dog's bollocks. Yes, but they drink a lot of everything's heated there. So there's no, like to them, when I went to Britain and the last time I was really able to drink, it was warm beer, but I didn't even notice it because it was like at room temperature, which was chilled, like slightly chilled, because England's a little bit of a colder place.
You think?
I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice it not being. Yeah, I didn't even notice it not being cold. Not like ice cold, and it was still good. It was really good. So mead is in that same class where they didn't have refrigeration back then, so it's actually you can drink it either way, and it's not hot. It's just room temperature.
See, my hardest part with mead is just wondering what that yeast is going to do. I had one that totally fermented within 2 weeks, and I'm like, no, it's supposed to be more than that. No.
That's what comes with the recipes, though, and that's what's so fun. That's the blast part of it. It's science. It's like science and chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
Seriously,
it.
like that pumpkin spice one I did. When you're sitting there and you're stirring it, and I'm like, that looks like something I puked out 3 weeks ago on cheap vodka. What the hell? How is that going to taste good?
Cheap vodka. What's the worst cheap vodka out there?
No, Skull, Walmart, $20 for half a gallon.
What is your worst cheap vodka, James?
I would say the same. But that's I don't drink vodka, but yeah, that's if I had to say that, it's in my younger days, yeah.
Fleischmann's. Seriously, there's a brand up here in Washington. It's called Fleischmann's, sold at Walmart. $13 for a half gallon.
Oh my god.
Gosh. Take your take your liver, please.
Dude,
I
felt my body trembling when I got that shot glass closed. Like my body was going, we're not going to let you have this. No, it's not going in us. No, we will shut down right now.
So Winter's Cup is definitely the worst vodka I've ever drinking in my entire life. That is by far. And I really, the big thing about us or me, and I don't know, James, if you're not really much of a drinker these days. I'm okay with I don't miss any of it. I had those days, and maybe I'm older now. I mean, but I don't miss them. I don't miss the hangovers. I don't miss the alcohol. I don't miss saying stupid stuff that I shouldn't have said.
The 82 text messages you wake up to, the banging headache, the empty bank account.
Yeah.
And, wow, I got 5 minutes to pull myself down and get to work. How the hell am I going to do this?
Right. Don't miss those days. I don't miss them at all. And and it's occasionally, Christy wants to go out on the town, and she's like, hey, I'm going to go drink a beer, and she'll drink her Hefeweizen. She's into those fruity beers. Like, what is the Coors version of Blue Moon?
I don't know. It's Coors, so I leave it alone.
Yeah, it's like, I can't remember the name of it, but there's a Coors version of it that she loves. And I smell it. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm okay.
I've been there, and you know what's really bad when you're talking about drinking? Sometimes those memories switch over to beard products, like when people put bourbon as a flavor in their beard products.
Oh, right.
And there's times where I apply it and I go, why am I smelling a shot glass right here? It's like, wow, that is strong. Grave Before Shave with their tequila limon. I can't wear that. It gives me intense headaches because I've had bad experiences with tequila. I put it in and I'm like, no. Back in the shower, Chris, you were dumb.
Yeah, so tequila is my friend. That was my favorite drink of all type. And I live in the Southwest, so there's tequila farms that are just south of here in different parts of Mexico. So but I think the science behind alcohol is amazing. Just like you're saying, like the brewer stuff, like how they make wine is extremely interesting. How they make microbrew beer is extremely interesting because there's different types of methods that make different types of beer. The chemistry and the science that goes into it is absolutely interesting. And to just make an alcoholic beverage that, but there's so much science that goes into it. And those brewmasters are amazingly keen and have to know their stuff to be able to sell at that level.
And yeah, I agree with that. But like for me, where I'm doing right now, it's like I'm telling my better half, I'm making Christmas presents. After a month, you can drink it, but I'm like, if you let it age, it gets better. So, okay, I'm good with that. And if I fail and it tastes bad, but you still get that pleasant feeling, I still win. Now, 2 people checking text messages. What did I do?
I know. No.
Getting me worried over here. I've been a good boy recently. I'm like on a month and a half streak.
No,
with yelling at me, all right?
I still got the no. I still got the work stuff going on. I have 1 day left, so they're trying to transfer everything over. So there's like that, like he will not be here tomorrow after 12:30 tomorrow. Like he's checked out. There's no, he doesn't have a laptop, so I'm getting hit up with all the projects that I'm concluding and passing on to somebody else.
Dude, just put your out of office like email up. Sorry,
Yeah,
what are they going to fire you?
God, yeah.
You know?
It's
I know
so
you're not that guy, Andy. I know you're not, but still, it'd be like, dude, what?
Have you guys? I mean, I know James. Have you worked at different places throughout your chefing, your career as being a chef?
Yeah, I've actually, one of my first jobs that I got was I first worked at a grocery store as like a bagger. I mean, I was like everybody in high schools or school, whatever was their first job.
Right.
So I did that like bagging and stocking and stuff like that. Then I actually went from there to fast food, Taco Bell, KFC, like, together, whatever. So I did the KFC side, and then I moved up to like the Taco Bell and like learned the front and whatever, the cashiers and all that drive through. From there, steakhouse. I worked as a busser, dishwasher, moved all the way up to grill. You know what I'm saying? All the way up to the line. One of my friends taught me how to like, do steak temperatures and stuff like that. So from there, I remember like selling like my first like table, like, what I'm saying? Like a bunch of steaks and stuff like that now, and like none of them came back. So I was like, oh, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like just that, like a compliment of like every like temperature right, nothing came back. So
that's huge.
Yeah, from there to, I was with that company for a while. They had shut down. I moved to a different city and then transferred to that store. They closed down, and it sucked because like I pretty much woke up and like it was like, oh, you don't have a job no more. It was like one of those, you know what I'm saying? So luckily I worked at a different I got a job at another store. It was like maybe like a half hour away. So I worked there for a couple of years, and then same thing. I woke up and I didn't have a job. It's like,
that's hospitality right there.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it was ridiculous. And then from there, I worked. I was never out of a job for a long period of time. Somebody there knew somebody that his brother worked in like a barbecue place, which the barbecue company was called Leroy Selman's, but she was actually like a Tampa Bay Buccaneer Hall of Famer. So yeah, like a chain of restaurants in Florida. So it was like a barbecue family like sports kind of thing. So I did that. I did like a little bit of like culinary school and stuff like that. And
that's what I was wondering is where did you go to culinary school at?
There's a place called Kaiser, and it's like it was pretty much an accredited university.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like some credits and stuff like that in from high school and stuff.
That's cool.
To go towards the college and stuff. So I did that. And then I went to I got a job at a fine dining restaurant. I worked there for like 6 years. And then it was just got to be too much. I was starting to get like migraines and stuff like that. It was crazy. It was just
the stress of fine dining. Yeah, the stress of fine dining is actually real. It's totally real. It's crazy. Yeah. And then you moved on to Country Club.
And then from there I quit. Somebody that I worked with at the barbecue place was working at the Country Club I'm at now, and he's like, hey, I gotta. Want to come in? I got a job, whatever. If you're looking for people, whatever, I'll get you this money. I'll see if I can try and get you this money. And if you'll come, and I'm like, yeah, no problem. So first he was like, oh, I can't get you that, the money that, you want or whatever to leave. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I mean, if something comes up, let me know. And like a couple weeks later, he's like, hey, I talked to them. It's a go ahead. I'm like, you can come.
Oh,
Why
right
do I
on,
have
man.
this vision of you, chef? Back in the kitchen. You're all like, yeah, well, I'm this, I'm that. Get you in the kitchen. You're like, are you a donkey? I told you to do this.
He's like
Chef
secretly
Ramsay,
Chef Ramsay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
right.
I have had
From there, I took a tour of the country club, and there you go.
Now, are you the sous there, or are you the what are you there? Are you the sous chef or the head chef, or what do they consider you at the country club?
That phrase?
Oh, okay. Cool.
Oh no, I'm not like the head chef or sous chef. I'm like just one of the acting like chefs that work there, like the kitchen chef, where everybody's just like a group of chefs.
Mhm.
So I'm just like, I'm not the head or sous, but I'm just one of them.
Oh, cool. That's still cool. How many chefs are there at that school, at that facility?
That phrase.
There you go. He's back.
He's back.
There you go.
How many chefs are actually at your restaurant?
Like, there's two, like one head, one sous, and then the rest. Total employees that work in the back of the kitchen are probably like 7, I think, 7 or 8.
That's cool.
Total.
So there are times where I miss that industry a lot. So I don't know if most people may or may not know. I was in IT. I actually got my degree is in hotel restaurant management. And I was a hospitality restaurant guy, gung ho, for a very long time. And I've run a couple restaurants here and there when I was younger, very much younger, and totally miss some of that. I miss, what I miss at a fine dining establishment, the excitement that happens right before the stage is set, right before you open. That excitement, that buzz, that electricity that's going on right before you open the doors and for dinner. And, you have the head chef just jamming, maybe the sous chef, depending on who's in charge that night, just jamming, they have their prep way. They're making sure that the silverware is all set up right. They're making sure their food's tasting good. The temperatures are all looking good. You have their sauces going already. I mean, you have the gardener sitting there making his stuff, making sure the desserts look good. I love that setup and that buzz, that electricity right before you go live. I miss that part of the excitement. Now, it's a very different experience when you're not a worker doing it. Like when you're not a chef and you're just the manager of it, there's a lot of stress that actually goes into that. And that's when it kind of took the fun out of it when you're actually being the manager, because you're like, oh, now I actually have to try to get money going here. I have to make sure that you're dealing with customers that are just completely outrageous. The general public is just not fun to deal with, honestly, as you probably know.
That's an
yeah. I mean, but I miss all the creativity, because I think that culinary is an art, and especially if you go to the right places, that's an art form to be able to create something. And that's why I really am excited about doing beards and desserts, because it kind of like goes into that art. I don't really bring it because I don't have the time anymore to do a lot of the dessert stuff that I used to love to do. But man, I dig it. I dig what you're doing, dude. I just absolutely love it. I have to live vicariously through Chef, just to let you guys know. Because that stuff's exciting. Getting excited about food is such an exciting passion for me. There are such amazing dishes that are out there that you can create, especially when you kind of tweak something and make it like your own, and somebody just absolutely says, that's the thing right there, that's it, that is absolutely amazing, you should sell that now as a sauce. Now, do you guys follow a lot of standard recipes there, Chef?
Yeah, we do have a big recipe book. Sometimes we just do stuff by obviously taste.
Right.
And we kind of just alter whatever we need to add more or less of.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy that part of the story.
Yeah.
Like my wife doesn't understand why I just don't follow like the box. She's like, hey, the box says a quart of this. I'm just like, I know what it's supposed to look like. Like I know what a dough looks like. I know what, like when I make pancake mix, I'm just throwing stuff together. I'm throwing flour, throwing
Right.
some baking powder in, and I'm doing all the stuff from scratch. And I know what that looks like to make it look like batter. And so she's like, "You didn't even measure this." I'm like, "Yeah, but I know how to make it."
Right.
Like I know what it's supposed to look like. I know the consistency. I don't need to measure this.
Mac and cheese, not the store brand, or when you get real Cheez-Its in my house, the duos. Ooh, and you guys are like, yeah, man, I got these recipes. I got this book. We create all this crap from strawberries. Look at this pretty.
I love it. But you know what? Have you guys had homemade macaroni and cheese? I still swear that is some of the best comfort food ever.
Yes, it is. It really is. Like that all-day crock pot mac and cheese. Yes.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Are you into the crock pot food? Are any of you guys into the crock pot food?
I'm not, but my better half is. And I have learned by now, after almost a decade of being with her, whatever she puts in front of me, I eat, or I'm getting head trauma. So
I really have enjoyed crock pot, and then we've really got into the air fryer. Have you tried an air fryer, Chef or Chris?
Yeah, actually, I got an air fryer for Christmas.
Have you used it much?
I've used it a couple times just for basic stuff, like just cooking like fries and chicken and stuff like that, just to try it out.
Yeah.
it's not the same. It's just.
What I want to do it for is actually making trying to see if I can make jerky out of it, because it's got a dehydrator on it.
Mm-hmm.
Setting.
Oh,
I want to see
cool.
if I can make jerky out of it and
that
try
would be
out some
fun.
fruits and stuff like that.
Yeah, we've been trying some different. So we just do fries and stuff for the kids and stupid junk like frozen foods. It's really good at frozen foods. Like if you have frozen fries and you want to make them just like crispy fries, like you would get it like Rallies or something, we do that all day. But
it sucks sometimes like when we make fries, but it dries them out where you can't add salt to it, and so it's just like plain.
Right.
It's just plain salt or plain fries, no salt sticks to it at all. You have to add moisture to it to add salt.
Yeah. Then we make, so I've been enjoying the crock pot thing. So we've been doing some different type of recipes and making our own chili. So we've been making this chili chorizo that is absolutely to die for. And I think we've been making it so much that the kids started hating it, but I still love it. Like after a while, they're like, "Will you stop making the chili chorizo?" We're like, "Yeah, this is so it's chili with chorizo, and we make our chili without we don't use kidney beans because kidney beans I don't think is really chili in my opinion. So we use pinto plus chorizo, which chorizo is kind of like a hamburger, but it's a spicy hamburger that's done here in the Southwest.
Believe it or not, you know what chorizo is up here in Washington, okay? I'm not that much of a freaking, hairy-handed ogre over here, chef.
I love Southwest food. Yeah, I'm totally into Southwest food. So
I love Spanish food.
Yeah, it's so good. And you get all of that. Like down there, you're getting all those different types of food. So you're getting the Cuban, and I'll bet you I love Cuban food. Because it's such a different, it has different spices than what's Mexican food.
Even not far from me, there's taco trucks that are just posted almost in every corner. It's just so good.
Oh yeah, you get some taco trucks. You get some of those food trucks.
Sometimes you'll get lucky and have a house like in the neighborhood that sells tamales. So yes. I always if I see that, I gotta stop.
Yeah. So we do Christmas tamales. So tamales, Christy's actually made them. Tamales. Yeah. So Christy's made tamales at some friend's house. And then we always order, we're going through between Thanksgiving and Christmas, we probably eat something like 6 to 7 dozen tamales with they'll have the green pork type of stuff that's in it, or they'll have the red pork or the red just like the polo, it's like carne asada meat where it's the red sauce. I'm
a heathen over here. I'm lost. So
good. And then I think so Christy doesn't order the ones with the olive in it, and I have to have the one with. I think the olive makes a difference in the taste of a tamale.
Oh, I can't stand olives. I really can't. I no.
Yeah.
No. That's
No.
why I'm not a martini guy when they're like, "How many olives?" And it just
I did like martinis a lot. Yeah, martinis are like the good jam. But yeah, tamales are so good. What's your favorite Mexican food?
For me,
Sure. Yeah.
I say tamales or enchiladas.
Enchiladas are good. So the other day there's a place called the Guadalajara Grill, which is down in Tucson, and I had what did I have? I had it was a bowl, but it's like fajitas, and the fajitas are like, but it comes with like a tomato, it's like a tomato soup that they dump over the top of it, consomme. And they dump this consomme over the top of it, and holy moly, and it like cooks in this. It's a big, like a cast iron bowl, and it's still cooking and sizzling while you're eating it. And they put this tomato consomme over the top of it, and it just was flipping amazing. And then Christy's really into the chili relleno. Chili relleno is like, if you get a good chili relleno with a chimichanga or something, so good. So good. Anyway, I'm into Mexican food. It is 6:51, guys. It's 6:51. We've had quite a bit of time here. I've talked a lot. Chris has talked a lot. James has talked a lot. Or a little. If we let him talk.
I think that's a correct way of going. We're going to wrap it up now.
I've already heard the other.
The knocking. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, I've already heard the children entering the. So what? So the Thursday nights is Van's snuggle night with Grandma, and so they go into the bedroom. So I'm in the closet, the walk-in closet, and then I can hear them going into the other room. And so what happened is that somebody lost the remote to our Apple TV. So guess who's the remote to the Apple TV? The iPhone.
Just keep flipping channels randomly and going, tech support. I don't know.
I don't know what happened. It stopped playing Sing again. And Van, who my grandson has Down syndrome, so he just gets really, really upset, and he throws that temper tantrum, and he's just very upset. And if you stop it on him, he's like, "Oh!"
I will say a funny story. I don't do it anymore because I pay online or on the phone, over the phone. But I used to have to go to the place to pay my cable bill. But I would always I found this universal remote app on my phone. And so I would go to the cable place and pay my bill. And so we were standing in line. So what would be cool, would be funny, so I would pull the app up, and I would literally, because it was to the cable box already, so I could do their cable boxes. So I was like,
nice.
Turn on the porn.
They already have the TVs on, so I would change to the Spanish channel, and I would turn it up. I would jack up the volume because they would always have them on mute, so I would jack up the volume so loud. And I would sit there just whatever on my phone, and then the people would just be like that, look at TV.
I don't know about Chuck. He's so sneaky.
So they're just
you never ever expect him. He's Pornhub.
I just all the TVs. I put one on cartoons. I put one on the Spanish channel. I mean, hey, there was kids in line, and they were watching TV. So I mean, there was I help kids watch TV.
You help them pay their bills and be happy. That's right. If you're gonna wait in the line, you got to watch some TV.
Yeah.
Well, guys, as much as I've enjoyed the heck out of having Chris here. We're good friends. James, as always, we're totally good friends. So. James, as always, is my agent. He's the one booking the talent. He's done an excellent job this year.
I was slacking a little bit today because I was so busy today, and I'm like, Chris is like, hey, you're gonna put the. You're gonna. We still had a good turnout. We still had a good turnout. He was like, hey, are we gonna still doing the show? I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I'm like, don't tease me with a good time,
shoot. Yeah. Yeah. But I did lose. I always. This is the weird thing about subscribers. So I was at 338. Now I'm down to 336. Somebody has unsubscribed from me.
Okay, give it time. It will go back up. I lost 25 the other day, and I was like, holy Christ, are you guys that mad at me? And today I woke up and I got 5 more back. So I got 30 overnight.
It's just weird.
It's the YouTube algorithm, bro. Just let it ride out. I've been telling you this forever.
Oh, yeah.
I love you. Stop worrying about that silly shit. Once you get over 500, because seriously, your first 100 is a bitch. Then getting to 500 is hard. But after you hit 5, you'll get to $1,000 quick. It is it's harder to get your first 100 than it is 1,000.
Yeah, I have to say that the last 50 have come within the last month. And that was like, I remember sitting at 75 for like ever. And I was thinking I was putting out good content, but I was, it's just you're learning, a lot of learning involved.
And you've been doing better, and you've been doing more interesting things. You've been letting yourself come out more. You've been doing all this stuff that we've been yelling at you to do forever. Yeah. And look what's happening. Your subscribers are going up.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is I haven't put out like content. I've been putting out these live streams, which have been just as much fun.
Shorts are good. They're funny.
Yeah. Oh,
they
funny.
Attract attention.
Yeah. Do you know what's really funny is that my family gets a hold of the shorts, and they're always like, "What the hell, Andy? What are you doing? Dancing to, bust a move?" I'm like, "That's right. I'm dancing to some beard oil and bust a move. That's right. I'm an 80s kid. So sue me."
You want really funny? I keep begging Bearded Life Joe to take a picture of the back of his girlfriend's neck so I can make sure there's not like a little inflatable valve back there anywhere. And he won't do it.
No.
I almost said something like when he posted that, like the menu for the Taylor ham. Like, that's a menu. I'm like, of course it's a restaurant. It doesn't mean they're probably wrong too. Like, it's whatever.
Have you guys? So anybody who's watching, Reviewers Table has taken a turn for just funny. We've taken, last week was the most fun we've had in a long, and we're gonna keep doing that line. And that's, what, that was the thing, is that just like hanging out tonight, I think that you have to just have fun. And if you're not having fun, and that's the thing about this community, is if you're not doing that, I mean, I could get really upset about a lot of things that get posted about me or so-and-so, and I just let it go because I'm having fun doing this. And if people can't get that piece, that we're just having fun, and that's where it's really at for us, then go pound rocks.
Here's the thing, and I'm going to leave it like this. You said this to me, and I've remembered it recently when I'm doing my reviews. You don't need to worry about affiliates. You don't need to worry about subscribers. You don't need to worry about any of that bullshit. What you're doing is presenting a product, and you're giving your opinion of the product, the time, the movie, the book, the whatever you're doing.
Right.
And as long as you walk into that video and you feel good doing it, fuck everybody else. Because no matter what you're going to do, someone's going to hate you just for having the name Andy. Someone's going to hate you because you're like, dude, I'm all about peace and love, and this is cool. And
I don't want peace and love. I want mean and hateful.
That's why I'm your friend, because I got you covered on that point. Okay.
And James is like the most mellow dude ever. I mean, I overtalk him, and I think that's,
no.
He just like, hey dude, that's okay. He's pretty mellow. I like having a mellow co-host, like we just have a good time. I look forward to Thursdays, and, I definitely have to do something with the time. I'm not sure what, we'll talk about that later, James, because it's weird. Yeah. I sit at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock is when I get out of work, and that's when we go live. So with the new job, I probably have to be a little bit more professional. So, but yeah, it's but that's the one thing, that this social media thing, if anybody, at the end of the day, it has to be fun, because you will not continue doing this if it's a slog.
Right.
And I think that's the one thing that I was going wrong with, is that it just cannot be not fun anymore.
That's the biggest reason I shut down my live feed after these next 2 episodes, I'm closing out what I'm calling the first season because I feel like I'm chasing everything everybody else is chasing, and I'm not having fun.
Right.
The one day I had the most fun, I got a lot of hate. So we're going to revamp, redo, and come back at it.
This is, and I know we said we're going to leave, but I'm going to tell you this, that there is so many opinions out there of what you should and should not do. And you have to be true to yourself, because if you're not being true to yourself, then you're not going to be having fun, and you're not going to be doing what you want to do with your content. That's where I went wrong. I started trying to follow, reviewer styles, like put up a content thing like what Dan does, where it's very, here's the price, here's the next piece, here's the scent, and then here's a wrap up and things like that. And that isn't me. It just isn't me. And so I'm going to be doing something different once I get kind of past this stage. But I'm going to do some different content that's going to be unique to me. And that's the one thing, that trying to find your unique voice. And I think, honestly, Chris and Chef, you guys both have unique voices. And I really enjoy that about your content, is that it's unique. Especially you, Chris. I mean, I got into knives because of how good you present the knives and how knowledgeable you are, but also you can tell that you're into it,
Mm-hmm. And that's another reason why I did I want to do the blacksmithing stuff, to take that to a whole entire another level, Oh,
that's really cool, man. The blacksmith stuff is cool.
And here's something for you. I guarantee you, this video will go viral overnight if you do it. Find a Ned Flanders costume and fill the next video in your Ned Flanders attire.
I think I already have that.
I'm just saying.
Doobly doo. Just say a bunch of doobly doos. Isn't that what he says? Is this
Oakley dokily.
Oakley dokily.
I swear to God, so like, it's right, Reno.
I should so do that. I was thinking the Prec Man. I was trying to do intros for a while, but it was like people stopped doing. They would just want they want the gist of it, I guess. I don't know.
No matter what you do, and we're gonna wrap up for you, Prec. No matter what you do, no one's gonna be happy. If you're not happy doing your video, it's gonna bleed into your product. And if you're not happy, it'll show in the product. The subscribers will see it, the viewers will see it, and they'll crap all over it. So there's nothing wrong with going, I'm hitting pause for a moment, I'm stepping back, and now we're coming right back at it.
Yeah, truth. That's kind of where I've been at for a while anyway, to be honest with you, because there's been a couple, I just had to get past what I want to do with some of the drama that happens in the community. And how do I want to present it? Because that's not who I am. And I didn't come for this. I didn't come for that show. I came for the drama free. And some parts of it are human, but the other part are how can I respond in a different way that's going to be more meaningful to people and be a better example?
And it's done for me. If you can have that effect for me, and you're truly happy about what you're doing, think about what you're going to put out into the universe. Oh my God, I'm using a booty thing here.
I know you did. You just did. You're putting out that whole new age positive vibe, dude. See, I'm rubbing off on him. That's the whole thing.
Exactly. And on that note, we're going to wrap this up. So Pratt, keeps your wrap up.
What do you got going on, Chris? So you're kind of wrapping it up a little bit for season 1, and then you're going to start doing season 2 here in a bit.
Yep, I'm going to be bringing an entirely different genre of guests. I'm going to do my best to stay away from the beard world, because I think, in all honesty, in season 1, I've hit everyone that I really wanted to. I've had big, huge companies on. I've had big reviewers on. I've been able to honor some people. What? Hey, no, and your shirt's on backwards. Go fix it. I want to bring knife makers. I want to bring different content creators. I want to bring different survival people to my stuff. I want something different. So that's what I'm setting up for season 2. But like I say in every single live that I do, tomorrow's video, big shock, it's going to be a knife review. And this one's going to be a spendy one that's normally outside of my usual everyday carry range.
No, that's cool. Very cool. What do you got going on, James?
Yeah, not much. Not much there. Same going on. Kind of just staying away from whatever I can with the drama BS. But yeah, I mean, not much around here. Just kind of taking stuff around, taking care of stuff here.
Yeah, me too.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, good for you, man. That's good for you. That's why me and James are really good friends. Is that me and him? We don't talk a ton, but we just know that we can chill and hang out on a Thursday and not just have. We don't even have to have an agenda to hang. We just like to chill and not be part of any club or any group of individuals that are. We have our friends, but we also have everybody's our friend in my opinion. So we just like to have a good time and chill, and I like them. We're both mellow guys. We just don't have the time for the BS. I just don't have it. I have too many other things that cause me enough BS in my life. I don't need the extra. So hanging out and chilling out with my boy here, James, is always a fun Thursday because it's just, it's always chill. And I'll be honest with you, James has been hitting some big banger fun times like that. I've had so much fun with the different guests, just like tonight. We've had a great time. Mellow, me and Chris are friends, so it's just kind of a nice chill.
Oop, there he goes.
There he goes. There goes the dog. The dog clipped it. But that's the way it should be, man. And again, Chris, thanks for always being a good friend, man. We've been chilling for a while. We've been good friends, and you give me a lot of praise, but I give you a lot of praise too, my friend. I know that this journey's been tough for you, and I'm glad that you're on it and that you're doing what you can to uplift yourself, man.
Uplift myself and others. One of the stuff you taught me,
You're
and
doing
guys,
it, man.
I'm going to shut it down here, but I'm going to say it like this. Everyone watching this, go subscribe to this man. He busts his butt for you. And I'll put it to you this way. I may call him the virus, but he's gotten in my head and got me to look at stuff differently. He puts out good knowledge, good information, and you want someone in your corner that's going to help uplift you, he's right there.
Yeah, a lot of love. It's a lot of love, man. And it goes back and forth. So
yes.
We will talk to you guys later. Everybody who's been hanging out, all 6 or 7 of you guys for the last hour, we appreciate it. We love you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Reviewers table is tomorrow, so go hang with us. I'm not gonna be hanging. I'm just gonna be doing my thing. So I gotta, take the week off as always. But we'll hang soon. We'll talk to you later, and we'll see you soon. Stay bearded
And beautiful.